And now we move to exercise 2, and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use this image, this image, this image, this image in order to create this result. So we're gonna create this scene in Photoshop. We open file 1 in Photoshop, just like this, and then we're gonna open file 4, the puppet, just like this. First thing we need to do, we need to make some modifications to the legs of this puppet, and we need both legs to be in the same level and on the ground, what will be the ground later. We go to edit. First of all, let's unlock, go to edit and puppet warp. We put a pin here, a pin here, a pin here, a pin here, and look what we can do now. We can warp it just like this. I'm gonna make it look like the leg is on the floor, is on the ground. Create more pins here, and I'm gonna modify the legs just like this. And now they are almost on the same level horizontally. And then once we're finished, we'll click on commit. I think it looks good. Now we need to select this puppet in order to take it to the other file. We can use quick selection, but the easiest way is magic wand. We select the black and then select inverse, and now the puppet is selected. Click move tool, take it from here to here, drag and drop just like this. Oh, there's a problem here. There's a problem with the hand. But that's okay. Quick selection tool, and we can add this part just like this. Move tool, take it from here to here and reduce the size, make it smaller and put it right here. Next thing we need to do, we're gonna add a shadow just under the puppet right here. To do that is very simple. Create new layer. I'm gonna rename this puppet. I'm gonna rename this shadow and use the elliptical marquee tool. Create a circle just like this. And then edit, fill with black, okay. We reduce it to 50% and we put it under the puppet just like this. And then we're gonna apply the effect of the blur on this black circle. Blur, Gaussian blur. We set it to 10, or let's say 7, 8. I think 8 looks good, and then click OK, and now we have a shadow under our puppet. What we're gonna do now, we're gonna create the effect of depth of field, which means it's gonna look like the camera is focusing on this puppet, the background is gonna be blurry, and the foreground is gonna be blurry. Okay, that's the depth of field effect that you get with the professional camera, but we're gonna create it now. We're gonna unlock this background, filter, blur gallery, and tilt shift. We're gonna set the blur to 5 right here. We're gonna move it right here. This means this part is crystal clear, and this part is blurry. This part as well is blurry. Okay, we can modify it just like this. We can move this line. I think this looks okay. Let's try 10. No, 10 is too much. 7. I think 5 looks good. And then click on OK. And now we have the effect. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna add the rocket that are about to hit the puppet. Take the rocket, open it here, zoom with quick selection tool. We select the rocket just like that. It's very easy, very simple. And we select the fire underneath. And then click on select and mask, refine edges. And apply it right here to add the rest of the smoke that wasn't selected. And we can also apply it right here to improve the selection. And then click OK. Now the rocket is selected. Move tool, we take it from here to here, file 1, drag and drop just like this. Control T. We can reduce the size and rotate. Just like that. I'm gonna put it right here, just like that. And now I'm gonna add another effect to the rocket to make it seem like it's moving, like it's really going in the direction of the puppet and it's about to hit him. Filter, blur, and then motion blur. Now look what this effect does. You can set it to, let's say, 60. We can choose the angle, and now I'm gonna set it to 0, this angle, and now it really looks like the rocket is moving in the direction of the puppet. It creates the illusion of movement. That's what it does. Let's reduce it to 10. Let's say 10 or 15. Let's say 15, and then OK. Control T, rotate it, move it, make it even smaller. Just like that, and it looks like it's going to hit the puppet. Click OK. Let's rename this rocket 1. We can put it on top. We duplicate it, Alt, we duplicate it. Now we have 2 rockets. Control T. We can put this rocket right here and rotate it right just like that. Okay. And then let's rename this rocket 2. Last thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna add the girl in this corner. Let's close these. We no longer need it. And we no longer need it. We open file 2. Now we're gonna make a selection of this girl. Quick selection tool, just like that. We only need the superior part, the upper part. We don't need the bottom part. Okay, let's reduce. And continue our selection. Now we're gonna refine our selection. Select and mask. Make sure refine edges. This tool is selected. Can reduce the size a little bit and start applying the tool in this area. Now we can see the hair. This area. The crown too. This wing right here, the hand, the magic wand, this wing right here. Okay, quick selection again. I think I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna select this part too, just in case. We're probably not gonna see it in the final result, but it's okay. Continue selection. It doesn't have to be precise, it doesn't really matter because we won't see it. And then click move tool, take it from here to here, drag and drop just like this. Control T, reduce the size. I think this is the right position, the right size. Click on commit, and now filter. Selection doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to apply a Gaussian blur to the girl. Let's say 5. I think it looks good. And you're gonna rename this layer girl. Now the exercise is finished. You go do the same and don't forget to save.